Hello folks, this is Sam Owens and I'm going to try to help you understand the hood latches and hood alignment for your hood to open properly. There's a lot that goes on that people are having troubles with. Now, the view you're seeing is my installation of the extended range hood hinges. That's these areas right here. It replaces the original hood hinge with one that allows the hood to be opened farther. Now this gives me an opportunity to explain the adjustments in detail of how you will go about adjusting your hood for the alignment of the latches at the rear. That's the difficult part of this whole scenario with latches not releasing and all of that. A lot of people don't understand exactly what you have to do to adjust for those rear latch alignments with the striker pins at the rear of the hood. Now, this gives you a clear view, and I had the hood off specifically. This video allowed me to explain this. These are the front latches right here on the left side, and the driver's side right there are the front latches. The front latches have mounting bolts and slots in their housing that allows them to move to the rear and to the forward on both sides. This will allow the hood to be aligned for the striker and to hit the rear latches right dead in the center. Now this is the passenger side latch. You can see the two bolts there, and here is the driver's side latch. Now there's an adjustment of the hinge plate. These extended hinges mount on a plate that has an adjustment on both sides, and I'm going to demonstrate this later, but I'm trying to get your understanding of what we're doing. And without the hood on, this view is strictly to explain the adjustment that we're going to make. Okay, the front hinges are no problem for adjustment. It's the rear. Most people don't realize that to get the rear adjusted, you have to actually adjust the mounting bolts on both sides to align the hood left or right, back and forward to hit these latches at the proper point. Now this is a trial and error that you're going to have to work with, but I'm going to do my very best to explain this, and I'm hoping that you will be able to digest it in a way that it will work for you. I've frozen the video. This is a video that I'm going to play along the way, and I can control the volume of the original video here, so I may bring that in from time to time. You don't have to take the hood off to do these adjustments. Like I explained, I only did this to explain what we're going to do. Okay, let's start now with the fact that I'm going to move forward, and we're going to see the first step that we have to do. And let me see what we got here. Let's listen to him just a moment. Test the latch position and see how they close, and we're going to make them adjust properly. And the way you do that is you take your 13 millimeter, an extension, and what we do is we loosen both sides of these front latches. Now I'm loosening them because this is part of the procedure for mounting these extended range hood hinges. You need to make sure that they line up with the latches. You're not going to be doing it this way, but that's the whole reason they're showing. And you could, with the hood open for this hood alignment, you could loosen these both sides this way, but it'll show you later how we do it. To the mounting bolts, and you want to it so they're moving back and forth where they can slide. We're going to make this latch pin adjust just right in the right position, forward and back. Okay, that's the thing, is you want it to be able to loosely move with your hood adjustment. So that's the idea of why you want to loosen both of these for the adjustment we're going to make with the hinge plate on both sides. So loosen them both up, do something to it. Okay, the cable. All right, now what we're going to do, I'm going to move you over here just a little bit so I can go in here. I'm going to put these latches down like it was closing the hood. And I pull up to make sure it's good and latched on both sides. And then I feel the position and move them a little bit. And then I'm going to... Now, you can see that I'm demonstrating the hood hinge is in the front latch position. Now you can kind of understand that if you move the hinge base plate either on the left side or the right side, it's going to move the hood either back, left, right, or to the forward position, depending on which direction you move these hinge plates. So that's the whole idea of seeing this, is to explain that, and I think this clearly helps you understand. With the front latches loose, they will move in the new positions they need to be in. If you didn't loosen them, they wouldn't move and you would not be able to adjust the hood. Okay, let's go on. Hit the hood relief, and we're going to do it again. Okay, no need to that. There's one other thing that I want to show you, and we demonstrate this next, is the idea of testing the latches and the cable adjustments to make sure all of them are within the proper length. And you can do this with the test that I'm going to show. What you do is hold it in position and get one of them tight, not disturbing it. Down and tighten this one. Also, one other thing, the down on the top black part till it snaps is released together. So you can take each latch, push down on the top black part till it snaps over here. We're simulating closing of the hood. All latches are operated. Now, what I just did, and I kind of messed it up a little bit, but I operated all of the latches, but all four, by pushing on the top of the latch till it clicked. And now I'm going to test to make sure they will all release relatively at the same time by pressing, as you'll see, the hood release. Now, I'm going to depress it and listen for the sound to be sure all of them operate equally. Everything at the same time. Now, here's the thing. If that didn't happen, if you have the back latch is last, then this is the adjustment that you would work, and you'd loosen these two bolts right here, and then you can turn them and actually lengthen and shorten this up. Okay, so that's showing that you can make adjustments to individual rear latches for their release time, and there's also a front latch release that will allow the adjustment of it. So this is all an adjustment process that will be time consuming. Generally, it should be close and no big problems. So I don't think this is going to be the biggest issue. It's this hood alignment for the rear latches that's going to be the big challenge. So let's go on to the next movement, where we're going to actually look at how to adjust the hood for the rear striker pins to hit the rear latches properly. So let's go to that section and let me see if I can find it real quick. So I'm going to play it and we're going to move forward. That you have to, once you see how to do it in a little bit. Okay, I'm finding the position that you have to work with to get this one to operate. Okay, let's go back. And there's some adjusting, or not adjusting, but now I'm showing the latch there. And there is a latch bolt that fits in there. So we're going to loosen this up, and the whole hood will move. That's the key thing. The hood is going to move. We're going to adjust the hinge plate, which is mounted with these two bolts down at the bottom. Now I'm going to show those bolts in just a moment on the driver's side in detail. So let's get to that point, which I'll clearly show in a little bit. Thing you have to do, 13 millimeter. Okay, 13 millimeters is the size of the front latch mounting bolts. And let's watch, we're going to loosen these. Now I'm showing loosen them with the hood closed, and you can open the hood and loosen these before you start this. So I had done that, but I'm showing you could do it this way from underneath. There's room to reach an open end 13 millimeter in there. And you don't have to open the hood even. You have to loosen up the front latch. We're going to adjust the driver's side. So I'm at the front driver's side latch. 13 millimeter, you have to loosen these bolts. I've already loosened them, and you can get access right in here. For our adjustment of the hood alignment for the rear latches, you're going to do this loosening of the mounting bolts for both the passenger and the driver's side front latches. So just go ahead and do it with the hood open. Might be the easiest thing to loosen them up. Don't have to have it very much, just a little bit loose, where this latch can slide. The other hood is to take and loosen 13 millimeters, this location. Again, 13 millimeters, and you'll see there's two bolts here that actually hold a bracket that mounts this hood hinge to the frame. So there's slots here that allows this whole hood bracket to move back and forth, to move the hood left, right, or back and forward. So this is going to be a critical thing for you to estimate how much you have to go with each side to reach the alignment of those rear hood pins to align with the rear latches. Right here, these two bolts hold the hinge plate in position. So when I loosen these up, and they're already loose, and you want them nice and loose so that you can move this whole hood back and forth, and this will open and close that gap that I just showed you. The gap I'm talking about was something that was before my total understanding of the hood alignment. I was concerned about the big gap when I mounted my new hood, hinges, and I missed the actual adjustment that you can do with the hood to make those rear latch pins align with the latches in the rear. That's the way you make that adjustment, and these are the adjusting brackets on the passenger and the driver's side that you adjust. Now here is the key. You get you a pair of channel locks, and right here you see there's a slot and a slot here, and what you want to do is you can like to move this plate that way. Okay, now what I'm doing is grabbing the outside of the bracket and the nut and squeezing. This is moving the hood toward the rear. So if you wanted to move it back, you would get on the other side of the bracket and the nut. And channel locks work real well. But you're going to have to make some alignment measurements with the hood open, and this might require some help with someone to watch and hold the hood and see how it's going to line the striker pins with the middle of the rear latches. So let's go forward. This is going to move it back. See how that, I moved it from one end to the other, and what I could do is while I'm holding that, I could tighten this up. All I got. Okay, I'm showing you got to tighten one bolt to hold that position, and you may want to move to the other side and do the other side now to align either left or right. You may only have to move one side. So when you look at the way the rear pin, the latch pin strikes, if you need to move the rear of the hood left, then you want to move this side, the driver's side, backwards. And so you're really going to have to think it out. I can't really tell you at this point. And you don't want to go too far back or too far forward. You want the middle of the latch pin to strike the rear hood latches. So this is the critical thing that has been messing up a lot of people with their opening of the hood easily. I think if someone will use my instructions here, you will be able to get your hood aligned right to the moment it will open without trouble. Let's go forward.
What I do is tighten one to hold that position, and now we're going to go and see. We moved it as close as we can get it that way.
Now I moved it, as you can see, all the way. I think in my video, without understanding and trying to close the gap at the rear of the fender, I was actually moving my latch pins way back, and I may have interfered with the latches operating properly. Later, I went back and readjusted this to get a better adjustment, and I reached an adjustment that I could open the hood every time. So there's no one adjustment fits all. It's each slingshot is going to have to, with the help of someone at the back holding the rear of the hood and watching the alignment, two people could probably reach a real good adjustment quite quickly.